Hey everybody, welcome to a live stream all by myself. So, as most of you know, Sabrina is away and it's just me in the RV home alone. I'm not sure how I came up with 3 o'clock for a watch time. I don't even know if anybody's around at 3 o'clock through the week. But I would set everything up on this side of the RV because I figured people would like to see little Belle. So now you get to see little Belle. And there's no Sabrina's here. Well, there's one person. So most of you probably don't know Sabrina's working nights. Sabrina's working nights this week. So I said to her, hey, I'm going to go on live at 3 o'clock if you're around. And if you're awake, then maybe you can check in. So apparently it's just Sabrina and I. So people were asking, oh, what are you going to do? Yeah, she's checking in on me. So people were like, so what are you doing this week? Could you do a video every week or every week? Could you do a video every day and let us know? And for the most part, things are kind of normal-ish in the RV. I mean, it's very routine and very, I don't know, almost mundane in an RV. Really, I mean, there isn't too much difference, between going what you would be doing in a home or compared to what I'm doing in the RV. So I mean, I did laundry, and I've been writing and editing. So I wrote, or Sabrina and I actually both wrote something real small, real short for Motorhome Magazine, and I just finished that up and sent it to them. And then I guess they liked it because then they wrote back and said, hey, could you send some pictures with it too? And when I say short, it is short. I have a tendency to write a lot and just talk a lot, you guys know. And I showed it to Sabrina. Sabrina's like, you got to cut like 3/4 of this off. They said keep it short. And I wrote them like a whole page. So we cut it down and sent it in to them. While we were in Florida, I recorded a video for Winnebago. So that's been taking up a lot of my time here. We recorded everything in Florida, and then I've been editing it here. And I'm just trying to do the best. This is my first video that I'm making for Winnebago. And I'm just, trying to do the best I possibly can for them so that they like it and then want more videos from me. So actually that video has been taking up a good portion of my time. Been taking Belle to the park. Oh, I thought she would put her head up when I said that. Because the park that we're at has a dog park right here. So it's awesome that I can just like walk out the door and just a couple steps away and she can play. And I recorded a little bit of it and I was going to show you guys, but it didn't really come out all that great. So I kind of scratched it. I even recorded myself doing laundry, and then I watched the recording back. I was like, nobody wants to see me doing laundry. So I kind of scrapped that idea too. But I did find something here in Madison, Pittsburgh that I recorded and I wanted to show you. And it's called the, hey, Roy's here. Riding with the Oldies is here. And I wanted to show you was a small locally owned donut shop. It's called the Dapper Doughnut. It's actually a franchise. It's a husband and wife that owns it. Let me just play a little bit of this. It's pretty cool. So what they do here is they make the donuts. They're little tiny mini donuts. That's Kristen. She's the owner, her and her husband. And these donuts are real tiny, and they only make them as you order them, and you can watch them being made right in front of you. I thought it was really cool. I've never seen anything like this where it's just donuts that are made, as you order them, and then they put all different types of toppings on them. I put a link down in the description of their address and the name and stuff like that. So if anybody's in the Madison, Pittsburgh area and you want to go check them out, definitely check them out. They were super friendly, really nice people. I ordered a 6-pack. so I got 2 of them right there. And talk about delicious. They were really good. They were really good. How is the weather? So the weather is decent. it's been cold these last couple days, but today it's starting to warm up, which is great because it's raining today, it's raining tomorrow, and it's supposed to rain the next day. So the fact that it's warming up, it's just rain and not snow, is awesome, because Thursday morning I leave here to go get Sabrina. And if this would have been snow today, tomorrow, and then Thursday morning, I would have probably been stuck here. We've never driven the RV. I forget who. Somebody asked me if we've ever driven the RV in the snow. Luckily, we've never had to drive the RV in the snow. Normally, whenever it's snowing, we're actually staying put. We're at the RV park, and we're not moving anywhere. So it's always, I don't know how, but it's always worked out. Hey, hi Sue, thanks. And some of you might notice that I'm actually able to read the chat while I'm talking to you this time. I was able to figure stuff out so that I can see the chat on the computer screen while doing the live stream. You wouldn't think this was an amazing accomplishment, but it is for me. So now I can actually see what you guys are saying without using a tablet or anything. It's great. So kind of getting lucky with the weather, the fact that it's warming up a little bit now that it's raining. Because I don't want to drive the RV in the snow. I would imagine it would do okay in a little bit of snow. I mean, we got a little bit of weight. You got the dual wheels in the back, but these tires that they put on the motorhomes just aren't, they're not aggressive tires. They don't have a lot of beefy tread or anything like that really grip the road. And I you know what? I don't even want to risk it. I don't even want to chance it. I don't even want to know how it does in the snow, to be honest with you. I'm happy with just the C-Max with the snow tires and driving around that way. So let's see. What are some of the other things that I've been up to? I'm starting to work on the presentation a little bit for Winnebago. Sabrina and I are going to do a presentation at the Winnebago Rally this year. It is July 24th at 9 a.m., which we are really happy about that time because we're very nervous about doing a live presentation. Hey, Keisha. We're really nervous about doing a live presentation. I get nervous just talking to you guys like this on the camera. But I came up with an idea yesterday. I might take out I wear contacts. I might take out my contacts during the live demonstration. What is it, Belle? You know I have a treat in my pocket. Go to your bed. Go to your bed. So I might take out my contacts so that I can't see the audience, and maybe that'll make me feel a little better. I don't know. I'm a little nervous about doing anything live like that. Like I said, I'm nervous just doing live on the live stream. And I think I'm nervous about doing things on the live stream because I think I'm worried about like our internet connection going bad. Like even right now I can see it says that our live stream health is sketchy at best. It doesn't actually say that. It's yellow instead of green is great, red is off, and yellow is like intermittent. So hopefully everything's working and you guys can hear me okay. And hopefully Belle's crunching you can't hear all that well. You will fall off stage, Sabrina. Don't tell me that. These are the things that I worry about. There was a time I'm horribly scared of sharks. This is a funny story about Sabrina and I. She probably knows where I'm going with this. I saw the movie Jaws way too many times, and it just terrified me as a kid. But I do go into water sometimes, and I will go in the ocean sometimes. And Sabrina and I, early on when we first met, we were at Myrtle Beach, and we rented jet skis. And she's on the back of the jet ski, and I'm driving around. Hey, James. And I'm driving around on the jet ski, and Sabrina's like, and she didn't know me well enough to know that I had this big fear of sharks and stuff. She's like, and Sabrina's like, oh, I hope we don't see any sharks out here or anything happen. And I was like, and she probably can't hear me, but I was really panicked when she said that. I was fine until she said, I hope we don't see any sharks out here on the jet ski. And for anybody who's ever jet skied in the ocean, I just want to say it's not fun. It's a lot of work. It's really hard. I would suggest if you do jet skiing, do it in a lake. It was very difficult. It was windy that day, and I just didn't take into consideration like the surf of the ocean and the waves. I was exhausted. We rented it for an hour, and I was exhausted in like 20 minutes. take out your contact. I think that's a plan. I think I'm going to take out the contacts. I know Sabrina said, oh, you'll fall off the stage if I take out the contacts. Now I got you, Sabrina. Now I got you. You know what? I don't even know. I should probably ask them. I don't know if we're actually on a stage. They're putting us in a tent, and it's called like the special. It's either called special events or special interest tent. And I don't know if we're up on a stage or not. If anybody's been to the Winnebago rally, they have like smaller tents, and then they have like a main stage tent. I'm guessing that we're going to be off to the side in one of the smaller tents, and you know, nice and level with the ground where I can't hurt myself. That's the hope anyway. I don't know. So I didn't have a lot of things planned to talk about. I just figured we'd chat a little bit. And since Sabrina's not here, I figured if I like would go into like a panic mode and couldn't think of anything, I could always do like Chuck Norris jokes, because I love Chuck Norris jokes and Sabrina hates them. So that's my backup since she's not here. You guys might even be able to hear the rain on the roof. It's coming down pretty steady, but it has been real. Well, now that I say that, it's getting a little harder. So Chuck Norris is my backup. I'll throw out one Chuck Norris joke that I've heard recently that has become my new favorite. Sabrina's like, no. I'll just do one. My new favorite Chuck Norris joke is recently. I hate passwords on computers. I think the only thing these passwords keep out is me. So I'm sidetracking a little bit, but it ties into the joke. So whenever I try to go like onto my computer and sign into something and ask me for a password, I try 3 different passwords. They never work, and I just hate them. And then I'll put a password in, and it'll say, you know, password's not strong enough. You need a special this or a special that. So I tried the password Chuck Norris, and it came back and said denied. Password too strong. That was the first time I've ever seen that. That kills me. Chuck Norris password too denied for being too strong. So I love Chuck Norris jokes. They're my weakness. But Sabrina, like I said, every time I tell Sabrina a new Chuck Norris joke, she just rolls her eyes at me and normally just walks away. So she can't walk away from me now, but I guess she could log off. It's a shame that we couldn't do like a, but what are you trying to do? You trying to sit with me? Come on, you can sit with me, I guess. Maybe. She always tries to foil these live streams. Alright. How about you go to your bed? Go to your bed. Belle. Go to your bed. Good girl. Believe it or not, even Belle, like, shaking around. So, to hold the computer where it's at, I got an end table, 3 books, and then the computer on top of it. So it's a little shaky. How do we do the laundry? No, we don't have a laundry unit in our RV, and that's a really good question. It's something that Sabrina and I, when we were shopping for an RV, Sabrina really wanted a laundry unit in the RV, and I was kind of against it. I just thought it would be something else that we would have to take care of. It took up space, and I was, you know, just maintenance-wise and things like that. And so we just do laundromats. They're usually fairly close to us, except for like if we're boondocking somewhere. But we don't boondock long enough, so we just do our wash before we go out to the desert or anything like that. And from talking to other friends that have laundry units in their RVs, they say that you kind of have to be, not that you have to be on full hookups to use them, but it really helps because they're power hungry. They're using a decent amount of water, and then they're dumping all that water, you know, into your holding tanks. So I'm kind of happy that we don't have the laundry in the unit. I've seen stuff like the Camping with the Kellys has, and Nomadic Native, he has a laundry in his unit, in his motorhome, but he also has a separate one too, like the Kellys have. Somebody else that we know, Patrick, Paddy Wagon, he has one too that's kind of separate, that you can set it up outside and do your laundry like right outside, and they're small little units. I think that's a good idea. And then I think a lot of it's like done by hand, you know, hand cranking and things like that. And every time we mention anything like that to our friends are always like, oh, so basically you guys have gone back to living in the 1700s. But it's a very, other than laundry, I I can't think of much, laundry and space. There isn't really that much of a difference between in here and our apartment was, except for space. Definitely space. In fact, even this week, even we've been in the RV for 9 to 10 months now, and I started decluttering a little bit more, especially when Sabrina's not around, because it's easy for me to throw things away, or not throw away, but donate. So I took one little box to a donation center nearby, and I'm trying to, or we're both trying to, just kind of declutter a little bit more, because when we moved into the RV, we really didn't know what we would and wouldn't be using. But now that it's been 10 months, we have a pretty good idea of what we don't need. So Sabrina did a little bit last week. I did a little bit of this week of just cleaning up a little bit, getting stuff out of our store. We have tons of storage in this RV, like under our bed, under our dinette chairs, like both sides open up, and that's storage. We got, a lot of storage outside in the bay. It's easy for me to throw your stuff away. I throw my stuff away too. I don't like to use the word, we're not really throwing stuff away. We're giving it away. In fact, one thing that we don't use that much, and I thought we would, was our grill. We had a small little portable grill, and we were barely using it. So I'm always getting myself in trouble. We were barely using it, and there was a guy living in his car, and I talked to everybody, and I just happened to be talking to him. He was living in, I think it was like a Honda Element, like a little small SUV, and I was just talking to him, and I was like, oh, so how do you, and he converted the back area so that he had a bed and a little bit of storage. It was a nice little conversion, and I said to him, well, how do you cook in here? What do you use for cooking? And he said, I can't cook anything in here, and he was just eating cans of food, but not cooked. So we actually wound up giving him our small little, it's like, it uses the 1 pound bottles, and we gave him our grill because we haven't, even in the summertime, we just weren't using it that much. I mean, the RV's not that large. We usually just cook on the stove top and then take it right out the steps, and then we'll eat outside, but we don't really cook outside all that much, which is actually a challenge question. Sabrina and I are going to go live together on Thursday. We were challenged by Tim Rover with a 10-question challenge, and that is one of the challenge questions. I don't know what that face is, Sabrina. I don't know if that's a happy face or a cryy face. So Thursday, Sabrina and I are going to try to go on live. I was on set up a certain time, but I really don't know what time it'll be because Thursday's the day that I'm picking Sabrina up. So we won't set a time. It's just whenever I happen to go get her. And we'll go live and do this 10-question challenge live. I've seen the questions, and I can't remember if I forwarded the questions to Sabrina or if I'm keeping her in the dark about them. They're not difficult questions to answer, and but it'll be interesting for us because a lot of them just don't fall into our lifestyle. I don't think anyway. So I don't know. So I did not forward them to you. All right, that's good. Well, I'll keep them. I'll keep them away from you. You know what, Roy? That's what I was thinking too. If we wanted to cook outside, a lot of the campgrounds have these grills or fire pits that we could just, for those rare occasions that we do want to cook outside, we'll just take advantage of that. But we really don't like carrying things around that we're not using. And Sabrina still has this idea every once in a while that we could downsize to even a smaller RV, but I don't know. I think this 20, we're 28 feet long. I think it's perfect. It's easy to drive. It's easy to get in and out of gas stations. We got our 3 slides, so when we are parked and we're all opened up, it feels pretty roomy in here. I mean, it's not. We're probably 250 square feet compared to our apartment that was 1,300 square feet. But you get used to it really fast. In fact, I don't even know what we would do with space, if we went back to an apartment that was like 1,000 square feet. I couldn't imagine that we would use all that space. We weren't using it before, so I know we wouldn't use it. So, I don't know if there's any other questions. I could go back to Chuck Norris jokes. The reason why I didn't plan too much to say is because I have trouble keeping focus on reading the chats and reading like a pamphlet or a board So I just figured I'd chat about whatever anybody said up in the comments and whatever I could think about. I got a funny story. I guess I could tell you a funny story about Joe Russo. Some of you might know that we met the Russos in Texas, and they were I mean, those guys were so nice and so fun. We didn't record much with them, and they didn't record. Actually, even though there were a lot of YouTubers at this event in Texas at the RVE Summit, there wasn't a whole lot of recording going on. And we did hang out with Joe and Kate for a decent amount of time, but we have like no footage of it at all. But a funny story about Joe, he stopped by on the last day when we were leaving, and he came in to say goodbye to us. And I said to him, I said, you know, Joe, I feel like Sabrina and I really missed a great opportunity to sit down with you and Kate and talk about YouTube and, you know, how to grow a channel and what have you guys, like, just to learn. Like, I feel like we just wasted a huge source of knowledge for us. And he looked at me, he said, yep, you screwed up. And he left. But I thought that was hysterical because it's so weird. I mean, it's true. Like, we never talked about YouTube. Every time we saw them or hung out with them, we kind of just talked about RV stories or stories about like before we lived in the RV. We didn't talk anything about YouTube, and I think it was a huge missed opportunity. Same thing with Less Junk, More Journey. Nathan was parked right next to us. We would say hi. We talk for a little bit in the morning. We talk about places that we were going to or where we've been, and we never talked about YouTube. And I was like, wow, what a dope I am. I should have asked these guys some questions. I have a grill that swings over the fire. Someone said something about my hair, I think. I don't know. But now, oh, where's my hair? I don't have any hair. We do. Sabrina has a picture of me with hair, I think. Or maybe I could find a picture. I don't know. If you guys want to see an old picture of me with hair, maybe I can find one. I don't know. I think I look completely different. I haven't had hair. Sabrina, have I ever had hair since I've known you? I don't think so. And that's over 8 years. So I lost my hair at an early age, I guess. But I will say, in the RV world, this is very easy. There's very little to do with it. You wash, soap, rinse, done. The bad part is you have no options. It's this every day. And the other bad part about it is, like, if I don't keep up with it and it just starts to grow in a little bit, it looks really bad. I mean, it just looks, I don't know, to me anyway, it looks really horrible for me just to have a little bit. It almost looks like if you could picture in the wintertime a snow-covered mountain with a couple bare trees on it because, you know, all the leaves have died on them. That's what my head looks like, and it just looks horrible. My head just looks like a snow-covered mountain with a couple dead trees on it, and it's not a good look. It's just not a good look. So you gotta keep on shaving it down. I do not wax my hair or my head. I normally just use a electric razor, and I trim it down. Every once in a while I'll use a Bic and shave it with a Bic, but for the most part it's just I think I'll throw out a brand name. I think it's a Wahl, W-A-H-L razor, and it does a pretty good job. It keeps it short enough that it keeps that weird short length away. And then, like I said, every once in a while I use Harry's razors, and I just Bic it well, I call it a Bic, but it's a Harry's. And I actually thought that it would be a big deal for me to keep like shaving my head in the RV and shaving and stuff, and none of that stuff has really, I mean, because your bathrooms are a little smaller, and it just gets, that's something about the RV, it gets messy so fast. Not just the bathroom, I mean just anything. You have a couple plates out and all of a sudden it looks like, I don't know, a war zone went off. But the good thing about that is, you know, within a couple minutes you can clean everything up and it's right back to looking, you know, I don't know, new again. I don't know what word I'm looking for. But we have noticed, like, man, it is fast to like, I'm looking over at the table. I have like 2 cameras out on our dinette table in a box, and I'm like, wow, that table looks messy. Yeah, Belle's good. Sometimes she tries to interrupt the streams, but she's being a good girl. She's been great this whole week actually for me. She hasn't really given me any problems at all. Not that she normally does, but I thought with Sabrina not being here, she was on be like a little funny. I know she misses Sabrina because every time a door like a car door slams outside, she goes out there and looks to see if it's Sabrina. Well cooked. Does the RV hold odors of the food? Just wonder. Sabrina might. I would say no. Does the RV hold the odors? But you know, we could be nose blind to it. I don't think it does. In fact, we had Sabrina's mom visit with us not that long ago, and she went food shopping and came home and brought home fish, and we were like, oh, I don't think you can cook fish in here, but she did, and it didn't smell. I mean, it might have been for like a day, but the very next day, all the odor from the fish was gone too. I mean, it could be because we do have three vents. So you got one in the kitchen. Sabrina doesn't think so either. Yeah, I don't think it does. So actually, we have 4 vents if you include the microwave, because that vent's outside too. So we have 2 fantastic fans. One in the, I call it the living room, but it's probably not a living room. I don't know what anybody else calls this area. It's our kitchen, our captain's chairs, and our dinette. I call it a living room, but I don't know what anybody else calls it. So we have 1 vent there. We have 1 vent in the bedroom, 1 in the bathroom, and then the microwave vents out too. And whenever we cook, we always have a vent open. Every time we turn the propane on, we open up one of these vents. We don't always turn the fan on, but we at least open a vent up. And maybe that's the reason why the smells don't get absorbed into anything. I'm not sure, but you would think that they would. But no, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Let's see. What else could we talk about? I guess that's about it, guys. I mean, that's a pretty good idea, I guess, of what's going on. Really not too much, unfortunately. I wish more amazing things happened so that we could show you guys. I don't know. I said to Patrick from the Paddy Wagon just a couple days ago, I said to him, I don't know how these other YouTube channels come up with video content, like 3 or 4 videos a week's worth. I said, for the most part, I never feel like anything's really going on that's all that interesting to show everybody. I would love to, well, that would be a lot of, I don't like saying that YouTube is work, because it's a lot of fun for us, but it's very time consuming to make videos, edit them, and put them together, and thumbnails, and put it all together. So I don't like to say it's work, but it is very time consuming. So not only do I not know how they have enough content to do 3 videos a week, but I don't know how they have the time to do 3 videos a week. Yeah, I think, James, I think those vents make a big difference. Have you all given a tour of your home? Yeah, we have, riding with the oldies, and it's what's it called? It's under our popular uploads, because I think it's like our 3rd or 4th most popular video, and it's got the thumbnail is the RV with a big gold star or something like that. But we do have a tour video of the RV. Hobbies. You know what? I don't think I'm a big hobby person. I picked up the harmonica, and I wanted to start playing harmonica, but I'm doing so hard. Like, I thought it was going to be so easy, Sue. And I picked it up, and I'm struggling with it, and it's not fun when I'm struggling. Like, I thought I was going to pick this thing up and just start wailing away, and it was going to start sounding like music, but it just sounds like noise. I mean, for the most part, it just sounds like noise. But I'm not giving up on it, but it's just not going as well as I thought it would. And then as far as hobbies, I actually consider the YouTube channel a hobby of mine. I really enjoy making the videos and editing them. And that's why I don't like calling it work or anything like that. Then put it down. You picked it up and then put it down. I tried. It's been a little while since I tried. I'm going to go back to trying it, though, again, Sabrina. But the videos, like, I don't think people would even believe, like, a 4-minute video takes me 4 to 5 hours to put together. It just takes it just takes a lot of time. And it's probably because Sabrina and I are really picky about our videos sometimes. I mean, some of the things that we cut out of our videos are so ridiculous, especially, oh, since she's not here, I'll throw her under the bus or under the RV, especially Sabrina with things that she says. If she holds an S for too long at the end of a sentence, or says maybe, she likes to use the word actually, so if she says actually too much, she'll make me cut out her actuallys. I cut off the S's sometimes at the end of a sentence. I'll rearrange the way that we say something. I'll put words in different places to make it seem a little bit more... See, this would be edited right now because I can't remember. You know, I just move words around to make so that they make more sense, I guess you could say. So we're really weird about our videos, and like the faster I get at the editing, then I try to change it up a little bit and use different transitions or different ways of filming just to change it up a little bit. So then that slows me right back down again. But I would say that YouTube's actually a huge hobby for us. I know I enjoy it a lot more than Sabrina does, but I couldn't picture Sabrina sitting down and doing the editing part. I think not that she wouldn't have the patience for it, but I don't see her. She likes I think she enjoys looking over my shoulder more and letting me do it all and then saying, yeah, I don't like that, do it again. So, we're over 30 minutes. I guess I will call it a show, or whatever you call these things. Riding with the oldies, I use iMovie. I've used iMovie for years and years and years and years. Before Sabrina and I started doing YouTube videos, I was using iMovie to do our home movies. So if we would go like to a Disney World trip, record everything, come home, edit it on iMovie, and all those videos were just little parts of our trip video with a popular song, which you can't do on YouTube. So they would almost be like kind of like video montages of our trip and everything that we did on the trip. So I remember, James. I'm telling you, that should have been part of the wedding vows. happy wife, happy life. So yeah, I've only used iMovie. Someone gave me a copy of Adobe something or other. I can't even remember the name of it, and I could not figure this program out because I'm just so used to the iMovie. I think the iMovie is really easy to use. I mean, you could watch a couple videos on YouTube about it and figure it out fairly quickly, I think. Keep talking no matter how long it is. People can just quit listening when they have to. I know, but I could only say so much too, I feel like sometimes. I don't want... Belle, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to do? Come on, come up here. Because everybody thinks you're so little. Come here. Come on. You can come up. I don't even know if you guys can see Belle, but everybody who sees Belle in person always says, oh, I thought she was so little and so tiny because we call her Little Belle, but she's actually a decent sized dog. But everybody thinks she's like itty bitty. I think that was like the first thing that Jason and Candace said when they saw her when we met them down in Florida. They're like, oh, we thought Belle was tiny. Robin's looking forward to more of our adventures. We actually have some an exciting trip coming up. I feel like it's an exciting trip. I don't know if anybody's ever watched our video called Our Very First RV Experience. We went to Tennessee to a campground called Windrock, and we rented ATVs and took them out. We weren't there for a very long time. I think we were there for 3 days, and we rented them for 1 day. But this time we're going back. We're going back there soon with our friend Mark, and we're going to rent ATVs for 2 days. And I think that's going to be a great trip. And I'm really going to try to record as much as I possibly... Belle. I'm going to really try to... What are you doing? I'm really going to try to record as much as possible. Any certain kind... Oh, you guys are talking about a cat. I have nothing to say about that. I do, but I will refrain. Belle is a handful. Yes, you. She's a handful. And I don't think we need to add anything more. What are you doing? You want to get down? I don't think we need to add any more things to the RV experience. No, Pally, she cannot bring me around. I am dead set against the cat. I mean, especially too with the cat. I know other RVers have cats, but I don't know what they do with the cat litter. I mean, at least Belle, we take her outside. She doesn't stink or anything like that. But I don't know. I'm just not into adding any more juggling to the RV life. You know, between hookups and maintenance and moving around and Belle and keeping an eye on Sabrina. That's it. I'm good. I'm very, very good. Little one. Now nobody can see you. Yeah, now nobody can see you. All right, everybody. So that's the live chat for today. Sabrina and I will be back on Thursday. I'm not exactly sure what time. We're going to do a 10-question challenge that Tim challenged us to. And that's it. So now that I did rearrange the screen, I'm not sure where the off button is. I see it. All right, everybody. Take care. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already subscribed, we hope that you do. Give the videos thumbs up, thumbs downs, comment. The nice thing about the YouTube Live is now that everybody's comment will show on the replay. It takes about 10-15 minutes, I think, for it to kind of process and upload and get your messages up there. So if you left a comment on the chat, the people will see it on the replay as well. Focus on being staged. James, that's actually what I'm doing when I turn off. I'm going back to writing up our presentation for the Winnebago Rally. All right, everybody. Take care. Safe travels. And I will talk to you later.